Ah, right here. This is heaven. So gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. Look at that view. That's the deck coming off the house. You can barely see land. It's only like 20, 30 feet to the shore. And that was the view. So once we got to catch our breath, it's time to get to work. Basically, this is an old grist mill, about 250 years old, I believe he said it was, and it was converted into a house. And this 80-year-old guy who previously owned it, he, right there it is, he handcrafted this entire wheel. And basically, that pond or lake right there comes over, that's a dry water bed or waterfall, and it would turn the wheel and grind up the wheat into flour. So we had some obstacles to work with. We had to get to the roof, so we had to build scaffolding up 5 stories to get us up to look at this. You know, this is what we were faced with. Nasty, gross moss that's been there forever, black algae, everything you can imagine up there was living. So we went to work, got everything shot. You know, you can see we're working with it here. That is our solution going on. It's as gentle as it gets right there. And it goes to work. It's going to deoxygenate all those cells. It's going to take all the oxygen out, kill the single cell bio, and eventually, with some rain, sun, all that dead stuff is going to just dry up and wither away. Nice and gently. That's the key here. We want it to come off very gently. We don't want to rip it off because we don't want to hurt the shingles any more that this is already done. So Mother Nature will come in and take care of it from here. Our biggest job is to getting the solution in place so it can go to work, do its job, kill all that bio, get it cleaned up, and go from there. So basically, that's the backside of the house. Then, this is the front. The entire project was, of course, the main house, the bell tower, the carriage house, and then off to the right they had a cottage, and that's the cottage there, and that was covered in moss. We cleaned that, got it all dead and looking good. But behind that little house right there, that cottage, is a 6-hole golf course. Yeah, that's the view looking from the golf course. Back at the little cottage, back at the carriage house. Now, this little golf course is, it's small, 6 holes. But the holes are about 100 yards long. But look at this thing. It is gorgeous. And yes, he's just getting things redoing everything. But also had this little church on the property. So we cleaned all that. Again, covered in moss everywhere. Got it cleaned up. And now we're zooming in, to take a look at what it looks like afterwards. We had a storm coming, so there's still some areas that we this is the, gosh, I can't keep up. But basically, the after photos we wish they were a little bit clearer, because the fronts of it we reshot and we didn't have time to wait for it to dry. So you'll see that here in a minute. But the overall look, you can tell that's before. That's where we ended on Tuesday night in the dark, and then you can see the difference between what we did do and what we haven't done yet. That's a good overall before picture, and that's a good overall after picture. The front slope there, you can see the dark area. That's just wet where we didn't get a chance to let it all dry from the sun. We did a second application there, but you can see he's very happy, and we are too, because this was a heck of a project. So, it's much better than shelling out $100,000 to replace it. So he's very happy. So are we. What can we do for you?